Well, fucking Zedfest, also known as the game probably no one knows about. Today I will be talking about the game a little bit, since I spent 300 plus hours in the last year. Yeah, I have a life, don't mind me. Now, for me personally, I don't spend a lot of hours playing something that I don't enjoy. I did play Killing Floor 2 for over 3,000 hours, I played Killing Floor 1 for over 1,000 hours. I played multiple Battlefields, COD games, other things for probably over 600 hours in every single game. Yep, I'm a epic fucking gamer. But why? Why did I dump 300 plus hours into an indie game that is still a little bit rough around the edges, still in early access, and has a couple of bugs? Not to mention, most things look like placeholders. Well, let's dive right in. Now, to understand why I love Zedfest so much, we first need to check out what it even is. Now, Zedfest is going to be a zombie horde shooter, which is, co-op. The gameplay is also in third person, which fits the game really well. I'm usually the type of person that plays, FPS games, but Zedfest, yeah, it just fits. I don't like saying this, but picture modded Killing Floor 2 in third person, but better because it's, its own game. You currently have 5 classes to choose from, which can all be leveled up and prestiged 10 times, giving you bonuses along the way. All classes have, for the most part, different weapons, which you can level up to make them stronger, which at first can be boring, since every single weapon is gonna be bad at level 1, but the curiosity of what the level 5 weapon will feel like gives you the motivation to play it. So after playing for 300 hours, I can safely talk about what I enjoy in the game and what I do think the game needs to touch up on to, appeal to the wider audience. Now keep in mind, this is all just my opinion, so the stuff that I enjoy in Zedfest and what kept me going for 300 hours. Now to be clear, Zedfest, it's still going to be in early access. The official release is probably gonna be sometime this year. Everything I'll be talking about today might change or might be, improved, fixed, changed. Well, here we go. So the main thing I like about Zedfest is the movement. The movement is just so... For some reason, sliding, rolling, the ability to do that feels really natural. Albeit if you're playing at high ping, it does become a little bit janky, but for the most part, if you're playing below 100 ping, yeah, it's alright. Speaking of alright, the gunplay is also alright. Now, we can't expect AAA title weapon experiences from a game that goes on sale for $4. The nuker is the only perk that stands out, in my opinion, because he focuses on explosions. With the nuker, you can shoot at the floor, repel yourself upwards, and shoot the Zeds while you're in the air. Now, the other perks are fun as well. I mean, some are faster, some are tankier, some heal. So there is going to be a perk for everyone. The multiplayer experience is also pretty lit, if you can get players. Multiplayer with 4 people is actually quite sick. But if you're playing solo, yeah, it's not that bad. The next thing I like is the ability to place down traps, such as, electric fences, voids, sentry guns. I just wish there were more. Now, the other thing that I like is that you do get daily challenges and you get seasonal challenges. And all of those have rewards. So you're actually, playing for something. Unlike, Killing Floor for the Dash Vault. So yeah, daily and seasonal objectives are spectacular. Now the core game is all about hopping in for a few matches, kill stuff, have some fun, discover a new way you approach things, and that's pretty much it. Basically just like any other horde shooter game. We also can't forget about the man that's responsible for this gem of a game. The developer. Yep, one single developer. So the dev is an awesome dude. He listens to community feedback, no matter how stupid or good. He takes everything into consideration. You can sense that he has passion for the game, which is... a rarity nowadays, since, a ton of other developers, they just want your money and just run off. The other thing I like about the game is that it does have leaderboards. Now, I'm not personally, you know, a competitive player, whatever. Now, the main reason I don't participate in these leaderboards is that I just know how leaderboards work. They're easily hackable, cheatable, whatever. But I mean, it is cool that, you know, you get to see where you're at. So yeah, those were some of the reasons why I do enjoy playing the game so much. And now let's talk about what Zedfest could improve upon. So the biggest downside to Zedfest is that it's only developed by one person. Now don't get me wrong, I mean my man is actually doing a fantastic job. I'm probably just gonna go out and say it, he does a better job than, well, yeah, most other games that I played. He is listening to the community feedback, he's, you know, fixing bugs, actually playing his game, and he is really active with the player base. But with that comes limitations, I think. I mean, if I was only one guy making a project like this, I would probably be overwhelmed. So the biggest complaint I have on Zedfest is that, well, it needs a lot of polish, a little bit of loving. I mean, first of all, let's take a look at the Zeds. Now, the Mantas, which are going to be the most common enemy, are looking a bit bland. They're just like one solid color, they look like, I don't know, a freaking Martian, and the movement of the Zeds is really basic. I think what I'm trying to say is that the enemies aren't as memorable and recognizable as some other games out there. So spicing a few enemies up could drastically improve the game. Okay, now let's talk about the animations. Since you play in third person, you pretty much see all the animations of your character. Now, you know, walking, sprinting does look really nice and smooth. But as soon as you start looking at reload animations, holding animations, you'll see that they don't really match up with the weapon you currently have, thus making it look cheap. So improving and smoothing out some animations would be sick to see. Now for the last one, I do want to say that maps, they do feel a bit boxed in. Now for horde shooter games, variety in maps is key to not get bored quickly. Zedfest, albeit it has, you know, a couple of maps, but it's not enough. Now keep in mind, still early access, so hopefully we're gonna get more maps more frequently in the future. It is the type of game that won't appeal to everyone. Maybe it's going to be the art style, maybe it's going to be the gameplay, maybe it looks too empty or whatever. I came to appreciate these indie games, especially these like small indie games that, you know, no one knows about, more and more. Because I've been observing and, you know, seeing a massive decline in quality from AAA title studios. Now, a lot of people do prefer their PvP games like Dead by Daylight or, you know, COD, Warzone, Battle Royale stuff. The audience for the horde shooter genre is quite small. Not to mention there is a lot of them. So, you know, the chances of someone finding, let alone playing Zedfest is quite small. But I personally gave it a chance, followed it through its, you know, early access development, and concluded that yes, this game is pretty good. For as little as the game has to offer, yep, 300 hours is quite a lot of time, and it kept me entertained. Let's just say I would much rather play this, you know, Zedfest, than trying out another HRG gun in Killing Floor. The game by itself doesn't have any intention of slowing down the updates, at least up until its full release. Beyond the release, I mean, we can just hope that more people will give it a shot, so the updates and new features will be brought in. I am probably currently the only person even talking about Zedfest, and you know, with good reason. I do see potential in it. I personally won't cover a game that's, you know, overhyped and, you know, has fake promises. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, Zedfest is going to be, you know, this, like, great freaking game, 10 out of 10 IGN. I mean, no. Like I said before, it still needs a lot of work, but if it can achieve some of the stuff I mentioned before, and, you know, more, then yeah, it will be probably one of the best. So if you're looking for a casual 4-player co-op game, well, here you go. There are gonna be other ones, for sure, like, you know, Deep Rock Galactic, Left 4 Dead, Killing Floor. But I mean, hey, why not just add this one alongside? I honestly think, and I'm not just saying this because I personally found the enjoyment out of it, it has potential to be something good. It already showed some of that potential in its development currently, but I do believe if it continues like this, yep, it's gonna be something quite spicy in the near future. I know a lot of people don't really care about Zedfest, but for me personally, yeah, I do enjoy it more than Killing Floor 2, and I'm not even joking. Because it is something fresh, and you know, Killing Floor 2, yeah, it's been a stalemate for, well, yeah, 3 years at this point. I'm pretty much getting the exact same hype levels as when Killing Floor 2 was in its prime, you know, for Zedfest. So for the 3 of you that actually clicked on a Zedfest video, hopefully you enjoy. And with that being said, leave a like, subscribe, and see you guys next episode. Adios.